Well, that leads me into my next question, because critical for all garage bands is equipment. I know we started out with a little Magnus organ. I purchased that around 1963 at SS Kresge Company in the Miracle Mile Shopping Center. I remember that.
Yes, indeed. I was with you.
Yeah, that wasn't the time you lost the $20 bill, was it?
Oof, I hope I didn't do that. Or
Okay,
when we
well, you've
when we
forgotten
borrowed
that
some
already. That's
salt.
good. That's good. You'll sleep better tonight.
That's when we borrowed some sulfur. Wasn't that it? Same time?
That may be.
We yeah,
That may be.
wanted to make
Yeah, I
gunpowder.
want to gunpowder. So the Magnus organ was kind of a backgroundy kind of thing, because it had a series of chords. Some of the buttons you
Right.
push for chords, and then you had a little
Yep.
space where you could do maybe one octave of a running hand melody.
Yep. Correct.
It was only one octave.
Was it more than one
Yeah,
Yeah, it
octave?
was
One or
one
two
octave.
octaves.
Okay. Then you had an acoustic guitar, which I'm pretty sure was a harmony.
Yes, it was Dave Harmony. He was
It's
yeah,
mine when I took guitar lessons.
yeah.
Okay, and that was
That's
the
when you
one
took
that,
lessons. Had the bridge was so high that you had to take a hammer to pull down the string. I mean, you can play more than three strings on it because you can't. Your fingers aren't that strong. I don't even think Superman could do it.
I distinctly remember how difficult it was to push down on the strings.
Yes.
And then, of course, the 1965, you got the Harmony solid body electric guitar. Really, that was our main guitar for at least a year until I got a Kent Americana hollow body. And I also got a small tube amp. I bought them around 1966. There was a music store, and I don't remember the name of it, but a music store selling musical equipment that was near the intersection of Mosside Boulevard and Northern Pike in Monroeville. I don't know if you guys remember that store or not.
Yeah, I remember it was near the bowling alley.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the
Yeah.
amp was just an inexpensive, low wattage, 15 watt maybe.
It wasn't a PV.
No, no,
No,
no.
no,
It was
no, no.
just a generic, it was really a piece of crap. And it only had one volume and one tone control, and the volume didn't go very loud. That's why I never used it down at your house. It was just kept up
Practice. Yeah.
at my house. And then, of course, we expanded with, I think we've talked about, probably in the early months of 1968 with the Heath kit. We had the TA-17 1968 guitar amp stack.
Yes, indeed.
And you
That
think that
was,
was 250 watt?
I believe it. It was loud. I remember it was loud. It was, I believe, a 15-inch speaker.
Yeah,
Just one
they had
speaker.
big
Yeah.
speakers. They had a treble speaker and a bass speaker.
Yeah, I guess they were because
Yeah.
they were stacked.
Because it was
Yeah.
at least 4.5 feet up.
Yeah, it was tall.
Yeah.
So I think you're right, Dave. There was a treble speaker because it had a switch that you go to the treble speaker or to the bass speaker, or you put it in the middle and you can get both speakers. I think that's exactly right. So there were two. I think it was a 15-inch bass speaker and then maybe a 10-inch treble speaker. Now that I recall wiring those things. So yeah, my dad and I built that. He was a great guy. He was loved to tinker. He loved to build TVs, like we had said before. So he could participate with us. I think he liked to do that. So yeah.
Did he help when you were building the Vox Jaguar V304 organ? Did he help with that too?
Oh yeah. He was. Yeah, Dave and I were not really bright kids when it came to electronics, but my dad was a genius. So he laid out everything. He had all the instructions, and then I remember going down there every night and wiring stuff and taking capacitors, transistors, resistors, and
Soldering.
soldering.
A lot of soldering.
Yeah, a lot of soldering.
The circuit boards.
So yeah, it was quite an undertaking.
So
but
it was a good father-son bonding.
It was totally bonding. Yeah, he was a good man, and he loved to do that. It was.
Mm-hmm.
I think secretly he wanted to be a band member, but we never invited him in.
Well, he did.
Okay, so that takes us into 1968. The Slingerland drum kit.
Yes.
That was your
So
first drum kit?
My first drum kit was a Slingerland. It was a snare, two tom-toms, two tom-toms and a large tom, and one cymbal and a hi-hat. And it was a good set. It was nice. And then probably beat that thing to pieces, and then eventually got the Gretsch.
For your birthday.
Yeah, for my birthday. I think it was my 18th birthday. I can't remember.
You knew Nancy because I think she was there.
Yeah, maybe in my 20th birthday, something like that. Yeah,
Well,
so I got that set.
Probably when we went to the infamous Crossroads gig, you used the Slingerland.
Don't know. I think
Because you would have been
the
18 at Crossroads.
Yeah, it was a Slingerland set because I remember it wasn't as heavy, and the skins were not as firm as they were on the Gretsch. So the Gretsch came after our infamous episode.
Going back to the Heathkit TA-17 amp, did we haul that to Crossroads?
Yes, we did.
Because I would imagine it weighed something.
Yeah, we definitely took that with us.
Okay.
I also remember one of the nagging things about that amp, and I don't know whether it's part of the way it was constructed, but obviously I can't blame myself for wiring it incorrectly. But when you turned it on, there was that just buzz. There was always that buzz that was going on. And when you'd stick, a guitar in or pull it out, it was that loud pop.
Yeah.
Pop. Pop.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we did take that, I do recall.
Okay. The wah-wah, was it a like a Dunlop crybaby, or don't we remember?
I'm guessing it was a crybaby because they really didn't have that many wahs back then other than the crybaby. That was, Hendrix' go-to, so I think that was it.
And did you buy that originally, Dave, for the keyboard, or just to have the band?
I don't think I got it for the keyboard. I think it was for the guitars originally. I ended up putting it on the keyboard. Give it that psychedelic effect.
Yeah. Going back to what you said, psychedelic. Yeah. And none of us remembers the details about our Stompbox effects pedal, which we did have.
I saw that picture. The only thing I can think is the original Stompbox was probably a compressor. I don't think it was a fuzz. I don't think so. Because I think we were trying to get that feedback through the amp. So I think it may have been a compressor, but I don't know what it was.
They weren't called compressors back then. The industry exploded in the latter part of the 60s.
60s, right.
But we were, there weren't a whole lot to choose from. Now you can go...
Oh, yeah, get pedal boards of every kind, shape, and sound. I think our original distortion pedal was the Big Muff Fuzz. And I know we played with that, but I don't remember what that initial box was. It could have been just a generic distortion pedal, I don't know, or compressor, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it worked.
It worked.
Obviously.